Hello, today we are going to talk about abstract methods and abstract classes. But before we go into this topic, let's think a second, what does abstract word mean? In my humble opinion, it's like something that is very hard to determine, to evaluate, right? It's something very hard to imagine. And well, in our situation, something like that exists from the programs that we are creating, right? For example, this monster. Really, can we somehow describe the monster? Can we say how he looks, how he will animate, and other things like that? It's really not possible to do something like that because we cannot imagine it because only the skeleton, the zombie, okay, I can imagine it, spider, okay, but this one, no. And that's when you can say that this is abstract class. But from now on, you cannot create the instance of the monster class. So when you do something like that, equals new, and now monster, as you can see, it's not working, right? It's not gonna work. You cannot create now the object, okay? You can, as you can see, create the skeleton. So you can create the, you can declare the M object, the type is monster, and you can assign to it, for example, skeleton, but you cannot, reserve memory for just monster, right? And now you might be like, but really, do I need to care about something like that? Well, there are many advantages because of the abstract class. Because right now you can create something what is called abstract methods inside abstract class. So how do they look like? Well, you can type something like that. Abstract. Now the type that will be returned. And for example, you can create description of the monster. As you can see, the abstract method cannot have the button. And it's great. How to describe this monster? It's not possible, right? Okay, so let's just type here abstract, right? It's not possible to describe something that is abstract, right? So this is now abstract, but the cool thing is now that we have got here everywhere errors. Now I have to implement all abstract methods. When I click on it, as you can see, now it implemented it automatically. So it overrided it, right? The cool thing is that now this is required in the classes that will extend the monster. And that's awesome. Why it's so awesome? The thing like that. Why it's so cool? We'll talk about throw later. That's why I'm deleting it. Why it's something like that is so cool? Because look, there may be many times when you create a class and you might think this method is very important. It must be implemented in the classes that will extend my class, right? And because of something like that, abstract keyword, you can make sure that somebody will use it, right? Because you can forget about one of the methods, right? You could create here many methods and you are not required to override them, right? But because of the abstract keyword, everybody who extends it must do something like overriding. And you have probably noticed that it's still not gonna work. Why? Because Spider is in the inheritance package. And you have probably noticed that this is the default, there is a default modifier that is called package modifier. And well, we need to now say that it's protected, or we need to say that it's public, okay? Otherwise it will not work. So now we can implement it here. Okay, so like that. And we also need to change here the signature. So we need to add protected here, and we also need to do it here. Okay, you can change protected to public. Okay, you can change it to the new modifier, but this new modifier must be more accessible than the one that was set before. Okay, you cannot, do something like private now. It will not work, right? As you can see, it's not working. When you do public, it's gonna work, but it needs to give bigger access. Okay, so the abstract class allows you to do things like requirements for the classes that will extend the base class, the superclass, the parent class, right? And it still keeps the functionality of being able to send, for example, the children to the method, right? Like that. I can still send here skeleton, the zombie, the spider, and other things like that. Okay, that's all in the lesson. Thank you very much.